Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is LuckyBunz, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over the shiny rates for the Sinnoh Celebration event. And yes, Gibble rates were actually boosted. Now, I know a lot of you guys are thinking like, hey, I didn't see that many Gibble during this event, but in fact, the rates were most definitely boosted, guys. Now, if you compare Gibble with some of the other Pokemon that had the boosted rates, for example, like Turtwig, Chimchar, Piplup, etc., right, the Sinnoh Pokemon, the rates were definitely not boosted when it comes down to the spawns, but comparing it to how Gibble rates are normally, and I've actually made a video on this in the past, you guys can check that out in the top right corner right now. When you compare it to the old rates, they were definitely boosted, guys, as well as the shiny rate. The shiny rate was also boosted during this event, and we're going to go ahead and dive into all the details later on in the video. But before we actually go ahead and get started with the video, if you guys do enjoy it and find it helpful, please make sure to hit that like button down below. I'd really appreciate it. And if you guys do want to see more Pokemon Go videos like this in the future, then feel free to hit that subscribe button as well. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So as we go ahead and get started with this video, guys, the first Pokemon that I'm going to be talking about is of course going to be Gibble, as I'm sure many of you guys are curious what the rates actually were. I saw a lot of people on Twitter commenting saying that they couldn't find a single Gibble, and then I've seen other people getting shinies, so it's kind of a weird mix here. Now, the data that I'm going to be going over right now is going to be pulled from my local Pokemon Go Valley, and of course it's going to vary depending on where you live, but this is pretty much the averages that we saw. So on February 8th, there were a total of 0 shinies out of 534 Gibble seen. So first of all, the Gibble spawn rate was boosted, but the shiny rate unfortunately was not boosted on the first day. I'm not sure if Niantic just forgot to flip a switch or something, but it definitely just wasn't boosted. Moving on over to day number 2, February 9th, there were a total of 7 shiny Gibble seen out of 791 spawns. So increase in shinies and increase in the spawn rate, giving Gibble a shiny rate of 1 out of 113. Now on the next day, which is going to be February 10th, there were a total of 8 shiny Gibble seen out of 748 spawns, giving it a shiny rate of 1 out of 94. Now because the first day was an outlier, I'm actually not going to include that in the overall shiny rate that I'm about to talk about right now, guys, so we're just going to pull the data from day 2 and day 3, because I'm not really sure what happened on day 1, but given the shiny rates that we could actually see on day 2 and day 3, day 1, I don't know, there was something wrong there, so I don't know what happened on Niantic's side, but shiny Gibble just must have not been turned on or something like that. And believe me, it's happened before, so I'm not gonna throw that out the window. So the average shiny rate together for Gibble is going to be 1 out of 102, which is honestly phenomenal, guys. Now I understand Gibble is really difficult to find in the wild, but the chance of you actually getting a shiny Gibble is pretty high. The average shiny rate in Pokemon Go is going to be about 1 out of 450 to 1 out of 500. On average, that is how long it takes to get a shiny Pokemon. And, well, 1 out of 102, I don't have to tell you guys, that's pretty good. Of course, I am telling you guys though, so yeah. Now, I told you guys this at the start of the video as well, but I actually ended up getting a shiny Gibble myself when I was out candy hunting the other day. And, oh man, I still can't believe it, to be honest. Shiny Gibble is arguably one of the most desired shinies in Pokemon Go right now, and for me to actually have one, I don't even know what to say. I mean, I hunted maybe like 3 Gibble before that, so I got it pretty fast. After I collected the second day's worth of data, I was just like, oh my gosh, Gibble spawn rates and shiny rates are really good right now. So I just went out there and tried to hunt a few down, ended up paying off. I mean, like I said, I was just going for candy and then boom, shiny Gibble out of nowhere. Seriously, so amazing. And, well, that's going to be the rate for the shiny Gibble, guys. Now, I do have the shiny rates for the other Pokemon as well, so if you guys are interested in that, definitely make sure to keep on watching. So the next Pokemon in our Sinnoh list is going to be Turtwig. Now, this data was pulled from February 9th, so just want to give you guys a heads up. This was only pulled from 1 day's worth of data. So in total for Turtwig, there were 94 shinies seen out of 48,938 spawns, giving it a shiny rate of 1 out of 521. Moving on over to Chimchar, there were a total of 92 shinies seen out of 53,370 spawns, giving it a shiny rate of 1 out of 580. So the spawns on these Pokemon are really high, guys. Even for a boosted event, I mean, like, this is really high. Normally boosted spawn rates are about, I want to say 1 out of 20,000, 1 1 out of 40,000 if it's like really boosted, but the fact that these are actually hitting 1 out of 50,000, yeah, Niantic really boosted these guys. Moving on over to Piplup, we have a total of 104 shinies seen out of 56,147 spawns, giving it the same shiny rate as Chimchar, being 1 out of 580. Now our next Pokemon is going to be Baneri with a total of 106 shinies seen out of 55,844 spawns, giving it a shiny rate of 1 out of 527. Next Pokemon is going to be Bronzor, which actually had a really big boost on its shiny rate. There were a total of 53 shinies seen out of 2,964 spawns, giving it a shiny rate of 1 out of 56. You heard me right, guys. This is one of the boosted shiny Pokemon in Pokemon Go. I actually didn't even realize it was this boosted, but yeah, if you see a Bronzor out there, definitely make sure to click it. You have a really good chance of it being shiny, and I'm pretty sure these rates do stick moving forward. It's not always event specific, so with Bronzor, if you see one in the wild, if you have a quest for it, definitely make sure to do it. Also want to point out that the spawn rates were not boosted for Bronzor, at least not super boosted compared to the other Pokemon. They were a little bit more boosted than the Gibble, but of course, you know, 50,000 is pretty up there. Now our next Pokemon is going to be the Hippo, which was actually a new shiny that was released during this event, so I'm sure some of you guys are very curious what the shiny rate actually is on this. And well, I wish I had better news, but well, let's go ahead and dive into it. So there were a total of 86 shinies seen out of 56,518 spawns, which is a lot, guys. It's a lot of spawns right there. But sadly, the shiny rate was only 1 out of 657, which is actually below what the regular average is. So Niantic did not boost the Hippo shiny rates, and they usually do this with new shiny Pokemon. It's almost always like this because it gets people to go out there and just keep on hunting. Now our last Pokemon is going to be Snover. This was a shiny that was released back in December. There were a total of 69 shinies seen out of 28,278 spawns. So the spawns were a little bit lower compared to the average boost on these Sinnoh Pokemon for Snover. And the shiny rate was 1 out of 410, which is pretty good. It's a little bit below what the average rate is, but, you know, still a little bit tough to get it. And yeah, that's about it, actually. There weren't any other Sinnoh Pokemon that were boosted, I believe. Those were the only Pokemon that actually had their shinies available. I mean, there probably were other Sinnoh Pokemon that were boosted, but I just wanted to focus on the shinies, of course. That's why I'm going over the shiny rates. You guys get me. Anyways, so that's basically gonna do it for this video. I don't really have anything else I need to go over. Hopefully you guys did appreciate me going over these shiny rates. This was actually a really good event. Niantic has been doing really good with the events this year. I've definitely enjoyed the water event with the Gyarados, or the wild shiny Gyarados being available in the wild. That was really awesome. The Sinnoh Celebration event, boosting Gibbles like that. Yeah, it's really awesome. And you know, I know a lot of you guys were out there trying to hunt Gibble, and you probably couldn't find that many, but they were boosted compared to normal Gibble rates. Now, were they that boosted? Obviously, you can tell by comparing to the other Pokemon that they weren't, but to be honest, guys, increased shiny rate, bigger boost than what we normally have for them. I'd say it's definitely a win. So overall, guys, definitely a solid event from Niantic. A little bit sad that it was only like 3 to 4 days, but hey, it is what it is. We take what we can get. And with that being said, I'm going to end off the video right here. So if you guys have not done so already, please make sure to hit that like button down below. I would really appreciate it. And if you guys do want to see more of these Pokemon Go videos in the future, then make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And I will see you all real soon in the next one.